So it's early October. Haven't done a video since I first bought the bike back about the first week of July. So maybe time for a timely little update. So what have I done since then? I have fitted an INNOVV Power Hub 3 to the bike. So all the power, it's a single thing. You get 10 seconds delay, which is good. So it means that none of the electronics that you jack into the system divert from the starter motor when you start up. You've got 10 seconds to fire it up, which is really good. I fitted a dash cam. It's about 80 quid off Amazon. So the little lenses at the back here. Little camera. I have fitted a USB-C and A thingy-majig. I have fitted the camera to the front. There's some fork protectors. And this finally came. It was a Puig naked screen and it is absolutely brilliant. Such a difference. Such a difference. Right. The other thing that I've fitted, as you can see, is crash bungs. Didn't get cheap ones. I got R&G, which is a good quality brand. At the moment you'll see this side stripped off the bike. That's to access the wire and the cable for the O2 sensor in the exhaust, because the exhaust is currently going to be replaced today with a Delkevic 2-in-1, and that should shave some weight off the bike. But I really don't like the 2-in-1, the two twin pipe systems. I've never liked them. It's a bit 70s looking for my liking, and this just gets right in the way of chain maintenance, so that'll be a good thing to get that out of the way. Also, putting it into this little shed here, all this clutter at this side actually makes a difference with chapping your legs and getting it in. The other thing I did fit was the centre stand, and that will have to come off at this moment in time. It needs to come off anyway because the bolt went in from that side when I removed the muffler on that side to allow access to push it in. But now that this side is going to be gone, if I can put the bolt from this side, it means I can take the stand on and off at any given point. But that would be a better idea, because at this moment in time this arm protrudes way too far for my liking. When that pipe's out the way, it's designed for the standard centre stand to work with in conjunction with the standard muffler, but seeing as that's going to be gone, that's going to be a big sticky out trip hazard. So the options are to get the local blacksmith guy, Davey, to modify this, bring it back so it's got the same distance but in a bit, or just do away with it because it's probably not that needed. I only really needed this for doing chain work, and I can treat it like a track stand. I can put it back on, bolt through from this side this time, do work on the bike, pull the bolt, take it away. The other thing that I've bought that I'm not fitted yet is I've got Hell brake lines, H-E-L, Hell. And the other things that I've done, I've changed the oil. I'm going to do that probably every 1500 miles to 2000, and I did the coolant as well. The bottle on the other side actually was nothing in the expansion tank, and the amount of coolant was literally at the top of the neck of the radiator, so it was touch and go with that one. And oil, coolant, yeah, that's it. Oh, the other thing, valves. I did them at 3,300 miles, and they're pretty good actually. The range is between 7 and 9,000 on the exhaust of an inch, 7 and 9 thousandths of an inch, and I reckon they're at about 8.5. Considering exhaust valves over time generally tighten, they're at the slack end of the range, which I'm happy with. The inlet side, they were at 4 thousandths of an inch, so they were actually on the upper level, so I put them back to 3 thousandths of an inch. Did that a week or so ago. But this bike has been superb, absolutely superb. Never skipped a beat, never nothing. I've ordered a couple of things from Ali Express. That'll be a future update. One of them, I joined a forum on Facebook. Johnny Hutchins is on that, and there was a guy on there and he said, oh, you can get a GSX-R 250 mudguard, which is actually going to be swapped out for this, and it was only in blue, but I did a bit of digging on Ali Express and found one, and you can get them in black, so I've ordered that. 50 quid, straight bolt on job, everything should apparently fit. And this is just really awkward, the distance that it comes there. I've got to get the front wheel out at some point, drop the forks. I'd like to do a fork oil change and change these seals because they're tiny bit perished, but the distance I have to get that jacked off the ground to get the wheel out, because you cannot remove the mudguard. You cannot take the mudguard out. I've tried every single way. You can't disconnect the fork yoke, sort of it's not a yoke, what is it, fork brace type thing, and then just shugle it out. It's impossible. And the bolts and the middle ones here that hold to the exhaust, they just spin on the underside and there's no way of holding them, so you kind of have to drop the wheel out from a height, I think, before you can do anything with anything. Wee bit of a design fault, but it's a bit of a dated looking Hayabusa looking beaking horrible kind of like mudguard, and I can't be bothered with the faff of trying to cut it, because that means buying a Dremel and I've no other need for one. So I would rather just buy a new exhaust, a new mudguard at 50 quid, designed for the GSX-R, and I've seen it, it looks pretty smart actually. So all in all good. So I will report back when I have hopefully got the exhaust off it and the centre stand and got the new one fitted. Part 2. Well, everything's gone okay so far. Just at the process, I've got to get the pick in and remove the exhaust gaskets from in there, but everything's come off really well. Thankfully it's a hardly any more low mileage bike. There hasn't been any issues with broken studs. That was always a stress and a worry. It always is. So when I put them back together, I've got some nickel anti-seize that I'm going to put on the studs, so if I ever need to take them off again. Got the standoff, no problemo. Yeah, it looks but ugly. I don't know what the situation will be with that. I've seen aftermarket hangers for the rear pegs, but I don't know if they're any sleeker, but these don't look too bad. I'm going to hang on to them, I think. Save some pennies. So already the bike looks like, God, sleek, like something from the 80s, man. Look at that, you can actually see the chain, you can actually get in there. It's going to be getting the old 15 tooth on it. It's looking a tiny bit on the slack side, but I might take the chain off and give it a damn good proper clean, get it back to factory condition. A couple of wee jobs, all one at a time. But this is unbelievable. They're going to get these on the scales. They're all in fairly good condition, quite low miles, but you can see the corrosion setting in already around the joining pipes. And just rust. I've got the O2 sensor out as well. Obviously I need that. So that's part 2. Next time you see it will be part 3, but I've got to make sure I don't make the mistake that one of the lads on YouTube made, which was handling stainless steel pipes with grotty hands. It's kind of unavoidable, but at the same time I'm going to give it all a thorough wipe down with isopropyl alcohol at the end, just to make sure that there's no fingerprints, because when you start the exhaust or the engine, the heat burns the imprints of the oil, whether it's oil from your hands or oil from, you know, whatever. So I need to make damn sure that that's done. But already, yeah, liking the look of it. Curious to see what that all weighs though. It's unbelievably heavy, that system. Right, till the next one. And part 3. Job done. All put back together. And here we have it. Delkevic. I didn't fall into that trap. I've given it a good clean over with isopropyl alcohol 99%. But moment of truth. What does it sound like? The old familiar whir. Whoa! That sounds so much better. But the amazing thing is, throughout all of this, that sounds brilliant, but I love the look of this side. It means I can get close into the bike when I'm moving it around, getting it in the shed. Brilliant. It isn't for performance, there won't be any performance, but in saying that, shed 2.6 kilos by taking the centre stand off, and I've just weighed the original Suzuki, the OEM exhaust is 14.9 kilos. So all in, the Delkevic is 4.8. So when you bung the numbers all together, approximately, it's just shy of 13 kilo. Nearly 30 pounds. That's a lot of weight. That's a lot of pies. So, but the thing is, it just looks brilliant. Looks so much better. Clean lines. Very clean lines. Yeah, that's wicked, man. Wicked. Onwards and up. Got to do the hill brake lines next, and I'll see about raising the sprocket to a 15 at the front. But the centre stand, nah. It would be sticking out to about here. Out to about here. Ridiculous. So you'd just be catching your leg on it. Just has to go. Brilliant. All good.